rapping to the beat and I'm rapping to the mic. I'm rapping to the party and I'm rapping to the fight.
It's rapping Ronnie Reagan. Well.
Rapping Ronnie Reagan.
Rapping Ronnie Reagan.
Epidemic where? I like jelly beans. That's real.
All right. Is that real? Is that a real quote?
Ronald Reagan loved jelly beans apparently.
Really?
It's almost weird. Yeah. That's why Jello Biafra had like one of his albums or songs that let them eat jelly beans. It's like a compilation.
It's like let them eat cake.
Yeah.
Is it like a let them eat cake kind of thing?
Yeah, let them eat jelly beans. Yeah,
right,
that's what it said, against Reaganomics.
G'day champions, welcome back to the podcast. I'd like to dedicate this episode to Chris Bailey, lead singer of the Saints, who sadly passed away last week. Chris was a true pioneer of punk rock and brought the Brisbane scene to the world stage of popular music in the 1970s. So rest in peace, Chris. Moving on, we got two living legends from the Brizzy music scene. We are chilling with local music enthusiasts and radio icons Russell and Calen. Guys, how are we?
Scotty.
Hello, Scott. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. It's bloody Easter Monday. We've had a 4-day weekend. How's yours been? How have you been spending your time?
Lovely family time, got to spend that with the ones you hold dearest. And I'd say every year that you can spend more time with your family is a good year. So we had all the family come around and lovely occasion. My sister moved to Canberra recently, so it's cool to catch up with her. She's doing nice, interesting things down there. What about you, Cal? We haven't seen each other too much.
No, well, I mean, I was part of the lovely family dinner last night, which was just glorious.
Yeah.
Karage chicken, right?
Katsu curry. Katsu curry.
Well off. Embarrassing.
Yeah. It's karage lovely. Chicken, but with katsu curry sauce. Yeah.
Well, same thing.
Hence the confusion. Yeah, caught up with family, caught up with some mates. Can't ask for any more than that, I think.
I'm against chocolate, though. I don't like chocolate too much.
Lactose intolerant.
Yeah, it's a problem.
What's your least favorite chocolate? Because I love chocolate, but as soon as you mix anything orange flavor with chocolate, I'm just like, nah, I'm out.
No, I've had orange chocolate and enjoyed it. Something that
it's the kind of person he is.
Yeah. A true contrarian.
Yeah, like almond stuff. Like not like almonds specifically. I like almonds in chocolate, but like almond flavoring is disgusting.
Okay. So but like almond milk chocolate is okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're talking about faux almond chocolate?
Yeah, faux almond flavoring is disgusting.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Get these fake almonds out of here. Let me want real almonds. You can't even milk almond. They ain't got titties. What's happening with that?
What's happening with that, man? Like, how do you really make almond milk? It's a good question.
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows.
I know, but let's keep it quiet because I don't want anyone else knowing. Scott, thank you for having us on your wonderful show today. I remember us talking about your show at Tomcat when we first met, and I didn't think it would come quite so full circle as to now have you in my place again a year later when I first recorded an interview with Mum's Garage. It was really sick too. So
yeah, we're in the new Emerge headquarters. How exciting.
Indeed, yeah.
Just moved in. I'd like to thank you guys for cancelling Emerge this week so that we could do this. I assume that's why it was
connected.
cancelled.
It was definitely connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
We're happy to enjoy the break as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say like last year we went really hard, especially Calen.
Yeah.
We went really hard last year, sometimes doing 2 or 3 interviews, sometimes 4 a week. And, burnout was getting a factor. Like, we love what we do and we never want to stop. But we, as a volunteer station, we're also like equally as happy to take it as we need to nowadays, if I'm not speaking for the both of us.
Yeah, no, definitely. Burnout became very real for the show, and maybe for me in particular, especially the last couple of years. I mean, last couple of months of last year, working full time and doing the show.
Yeah, man.
Taking up your whole weekend, it gets to you, and so yeah, we needed some time off to recoup. This one was more of a strategic little break because I've got 2 interviews recorded and one, partly edited.
Okay.
So, like, we're ready. We just wanted to get a week ahead because we haven't really done that on the show and thought it would be...
We've got a wedding next week as well.
Good thing to try. Also,
you and your bloody weddings, Russell.
I can't stop.
When's it your turn, eh?
Love is the answer.
So, nah, he's married to the game. Sorry, ladies.
Straight up.
No, Emerge, it's It's been a crazy year since I met you guys. I know that I went through burnout multiple times last year. So I'm slowing down a bit. Covers and Chrome is coming back. I've got a few episodes recorded, but back then it was kind of like do as many as you can, have a backlog. Now I'm sort of taking the opposite approach where it won't be a weekly thing. It'll just be whenever there's someone that I really want to talk to or something that I have to say.
That's the way to do it.
The level of editing you had to do on that show, I found it hard to fathom you were working full-time and editing at the same time and recording. It was
I had
crazy.
no social life, man. I completely sacrificed my social life.
And now
it was
it's
ridiculous.
still the same anyway, but that's cool.
No, but now I'm actually putting out music, so it's fine.
Who's got bars, baby?
That's it. Who's got bars? But enough about your boy. I want to take it back to the history of Emerge. And you guys have been a staple in the local scene for over 5 years now, which is ridiculous. You know, consistently airing multiple interviews each week, curating local playlists. Of course, your iconic music news, which is both local and worldwide. Calen, who inspired you to start Emerge? And can you give us a bit of an insight to the humble beginnings of where Emerge has come from?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically studied a Bachelor of Applied Media, so film, television and radio, where I first got into hosting and producing radio shows. And basically Emerge was a show, but at the university, but I don't think it had anyone hosting it for maybe 18 months or so. A friend of mine was approached to ask if he wanted to take over, and he wasn't as into the local scene, but we were quite friendly, so he put my name forward, and that's basically how it started. It wasn't anything like it is today, as I think you can maybe guess.
It was funny back then.
Yeah, it was funny back then. It was a good time. I don't know. I think very quickly it became, I think once we started interviewing musicians and actually getting some steam, I think very quickly I wanted to move away from it sounding like a student-run show. Yeah, because you know, you guys put so much effort into the production, the research of the journalism, the stories and all that stuff. Like, it's really, really insane to see. You don't need to put that much effort into it. You could just slap some songs together and be like, we like these songs. Sure. But you can really tell that it's a labor of love and you want to do this. Thank you. Well, yeah, it was very important to be putting something out that I would personally want to listen to. Yeah, of course. And so I've always been really into the local scene, Brisbane especially, since growing up. And so, yeah, it's always been about just shining the light on these bands that deserve more recognition and love. 100%. How did you meet Russell, and how did he become a part of the show?
I had listened to Emerge by this time, but Cal and I went to school together. He was a grade above me, and I moved into a house with some of his mates who just like chanced upon me and said, "Oh, not a single word shared between us in high school." No, not a single word. Which is those are always the best. End up being the best friendships. Absolutely. I have zero memories of you from school. I know you told me multiple times. I'll keep telling you. Cuts deep each and every time. But I'm glad there's so much history that you can extrapolate from and can tell me all these awesome stories that was happening around then. And so I moved into this house with some fellas, and we loved listening to music, and we bought a record player pretty early on, so we all started like amassing a record collection. And very early on, Callum was bringing over lots of records to show to us and play for us. And then he was like playing like things like Jungle Giants and some ballpark music amongst like Two Door Cinema Club and other like really awesome bands that I would begin to love too. And then we ended up having a connection over local band You've Climbed Blue. And their Ragged and Ecstatic album, Charles Sale and Michael Tomlinson, amongst the other fantastic members of that band. And from that, like childhood love, I was like, oh yeah, you know, we're connecting on this. And then we just connected as friends as well, like kind of like very similar people, and got into a lot of the same stuff around the same time. And then I was listening to Emerge for a little while at that point, because we heard that Callum was doing the show. He'd come over and talk about it, and it was really funny. Like I just remember like listening to him and the host and having a really good time. And so when did I actually come on the show? Well, we celebrated your 4 years last year. Damn. What month do you remember? It's like October or before October. Yeah. And so basically we had
two hosts before Russ,
McLean
me and Maddie.
Maddie, yeah.
Last maybe about 6-8 months each, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I think maybe it was more fun and just an extra thing for them, but very quickly became, I don't know, quite serious for me.
Yeah, okay.
I knew maybe a week in advance, 1 week, that we would not have a co-host, and I was like, I think Russ would be pretty good at it. And so that's really all it was.
Did he know?
He came in to fill in, and then
Yeah, we kept doing it. Yeah, and then like we come in early and like start preparing sections and segments, and then eventually he just approached uni, say, "Can Russ come on full time?" Because I was studying at QUT at the time in a bachelor's of media communications. I didn't complete that bachelor's, but I got enough substance from it to actually begin approaching journalism in a minded sense. And so, I think in our conjunction of our aspects that we both liked of the music industry in our outer sense, that we made a pretty good team. And Calen like really had to show me a lot of the ropes a lot of the time. But now we're climbing. So
Calen is the bread and the meat of the sandwich. He's the substance, and Russell is the sauce.
I'm the mayonnaise, baby.
It just finishes it off.
Exactly.
of course.
Then in the perfect emerge sandwich. I've really overplayed this metaphor. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I want one of those sandwiches now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Who has been your favorite guest / interview across the emerge lifespan?
I mean, since I want to say maybe year 11 or year 12, I was listening to Velociraptor a lot, who are a Brisbane supergroup and fronted by Jeremy Neal, who is hands down the nicest person I've maybe ever spoken to. One birthday from maybe 3 years ago, he actually came all the way into Springfield to record an interview with me. I recorded 4 acoustic songs with him. It's like a long-time hero of mine. Yeah. And then it ran a bit long, so I would be late to a family dinner, and he gave me a lift home.
What a nice guy.
From Springfield to Hawthorne, which is not close.
What a nice fella.
He is the sweetest human being, and he's a local hero. Anyone that's been in the scene for long enough will know the name, will have hopefully seen a show of his, because he always brings it. Writes the catchiest, sweetest pop rock there is.
Velociraptor, man. The super underrated.
Yeah.
And also, like, how do they manage to fit 10 people on the stage every single time?
I don't know.
Iconic garage piece. Yeah, they're awesome.
But like there are countless highlights, but it's either him coming in for that interview on my birthday was pretty special, and he also co-hosted a show with us maybe.
He did, yeah.
So you hadn't met him at the time?
I had met him. I had met him. I think maybe we'd done 2 Zoom interviews or phone interviews, and I met him at a gig where I was just like fangirling hard.
As you should.
But he's just like... Yeah. And I think he was the first person to ever ask me my response to a question that I asked him. And I just like froze.
It's like a full circle moment.
What do you listen to? And I'm like, I don't know.
Velociraptor?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Every day.
What's yours, man?
Favorite one that I teed up was Nerve, but I was unfortunately unable to conduct the interview. But I'm glad he was on the show right before he released his debut album, Sober, and he became my Artist of the Decade via Spotify. So that was cool.
So did Calen do the Nerve interview?
He did. But Calen and Nerve are best friends in primary school.
Yeah,
Best friends.
Back in year 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Back in
crazy.
Year 7.
So it's
making
kind of like
silly soccer comedy videos.
Put in photo of 12-year-old Nerve here.
I don't think I have it.
Get the school photos out, Calen. Let's go.
Nah, he's already got those taken in the picturesque sense for his Mama's Boy EP, so that's
True.
fine. Just imagine him like 10
just
years
look
old.
at that.
Right.
Look at those press shots.
And then loved all the Order Boys, having them on, because like they were a discovery I made that I just like also like fangirled really hard for, and ended up like really loving their music and getting on. And they were just great, like enigmatic, charismatic fellas too. So that was really sick. And yeah, I've just been always graced by artists like Asher Jeffries, coming through and training us and being like very reasonable and friendly to us. And
again, just the nicest person.
Big ups to Nerve and Asher Jeffries.
Yeah.
Russell and Calen, has there ever been an Emerge interview that you just could not air?
We did an awful interview with Katie Noonan, multiple ARIA award-winning artist, but we did air it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, basically, I was offered the opportunity to interview her, and this was before maybe we were taking it as seriously as we do now. And
We'll figure it out.
I was not aware that she was a multiple-time ARIA award winner.
Like 9
until
time, I'm
maybe
pretty sure.
30 minutes before our interview.
Oof.
And
So
that's
the pressure is
it's
just-
not exaggerating.
Yeah, okay.
30 minutes, I think. I don't think it was a train wreck.
But I was in,
It wasn't
the
great.
studio recording as well, and I was just like whispering to Calen, so it kind of derided
Right.
it. But she was talking about the Carol Lloyd Award, which was just great. Some things I wish that weren't aired was some of like our hopefully no one sees this, but like we did some stuff for Phoenix Radio where they recorded us as a television segment.
Yeah.
And like we just have no personality behind the camera whatsoever.
And it was just like repackaging.
You're not giving me a lot of confidence with this interview.
It was just repackaging a bunch of segments we'd used for the show.
Yeah.
And so
It
it
looked
was
good.
a good learning experience. But
Yeah.
But we needed a lot more time.
yeah.
Far out. Okay.
Other than that, though, like there was some live stuff up when we were originally recording out in Phoenix, but
I don't think we've completely canned an interview.
nah.
I remember having one of the nicest people around, Label, come in for an interview. Used to be in Pure Milk Claw Machine.
Yeah.
Joel, just the sweetest guy from Gold Coast. He came all the way in for an interview once.
Yeah.
And then I think I was normalizing the audio and like just raising the levels and fixing it up a bit. And I hadn't exported anything yet.
Yeah.
And the computer froze in the middle of normalizing.
No.
Lost the whole interview, and he was halfway to Gold Coast.
Bruh. That's a big sad.
Yeah. And so
That's literally my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. And I had an interview recently with Dennis, where the Zoom export just,
bro.
it
got ya.
exported at 0.5 speed. And
So funny.
but it's like not
lo-fi track.
and then like
literally.
quickening it up didn't fix it. So that was just rubbish. But like that wasn't me. The Label one I'll take
sure it
responsibility for. But I think Zoom messed up the Dennis interview.
And then we've had two other circumstances where that's happened. In the It's Acrylic interview that I did recently, my mic wasn't recording, and so I had to go in and patch in all of my questions and answers, which is lucky it wasn't someone else, because if it wasn't, then they couldn't redo it. And then we did the same thing for our countdown. In 2020.
Yeah, I don't think we've publicly announced that. We've told people, but the countdown from
2020.
was it 2020?
Yeah.
Russell had to re-record all of his parts.
That's
So I like fake laughed a lot.
Because yours was recorded on your computer.
I was recording in
wasn't
Ableton,
Right.
And Ableton for my GPU wasn't or CPU wasn't high enough processor rate for the bit rate that I had coming into my.
Okay, we get it. You work in IT, all right? We get it.
So it was my fault as well. So I deserve that.
Yeah.
Slap me in the face next time, Scott.
I will. Don't worry.
Thanks, dude.
So I know that you guys have done a couple live performances on Emerge.
We've recorded
in the
them. We
past.
didn't do them. But
Yeah.
Oh no, we had like one or two that had to be done live because like we were running out of time.
yeah. I know.
But
Don't worry.
I know
about
what you mean. Yeah. Are you bringing it back? Are we gonna see?
Yeah.
Are we gonna see live performances on Emerge? Are we gonna hear pre-recorded live performances from venues aired on Emerge?
From venues, I'm not sure yet. We do have it's like a little chat, an intimate performance with two of our favourite Gold Coast turned Brisbane bands.
Expats.
For a little, one band is about to bring out a new single. The other had just brought out a single. If you want to,
if you can guess.
but by the time this comes out, the video might be out. Yes, it's being
Fantastic.
edited.
We'd like to change up the setting, and we have a really good place to record that stuff now as well. I think that it will be another thing that we want to tackle, like learning how to do the editing and the correct posing of the atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
It's a multicam edit, and so Taylor filmed the close-ups where I've just got a wide shot, and the color grading is way off.
Yeah.
And so Taylor's is really, really bright and vibrant, and mine's quite dark and dingy.
Moody,
And so
it goes to
we'll
show
fix
for your
it up.
personalities
Just
as
chuck
well.
it in black and white. So if it's in black and
The
white,
cheat
that's
code.
why.
Yeah, it's lo-fi, dude.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Very
Long story
excited.
short, absolutely, because that's one of my favorite things that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember like watching all the videos on Facebook as well, and like it's a great thing to call back on. It gives me a little nostalgia. But I remember like the first video that reached 1,000
Streams.
Yeah, Strange. Yeah, that was really cool. I was like, oh, we made it, man.
Very, very, very excited to see live music coming back to the show because, you know, hearing it live from a venue is so different to hearing the album version. You know, speaking of live at a venue, Russell, I've got something for both of you guys. I have a feeling that Russell will have a better idea of what this is than Calen. So
Yes,
do you want
indeed.
to go through this and
This is awesome.
tell the audience what this is?
Yeah,
exactly.
this is a fantastic little poster. I don't know where the Beehive is though. I feel like the Beehive was a either a recording studio, but probably a venue. But I haven't heard of that one just yet. But I have to do a bit more research. So the Leftovers and Rizar are two let's say call them post the Saints punk band that came out of Sydney. So like Brisbane.
Second wave Brisbane punk.
Second wave 1980s Brisbane punk, and the Leftovers, or the effing Leftovers as they're better described, were like one of those premier bands that were heavily influenced by the Sex Pistols.
Yep.
And then they really took that into their account of like how they dressed, the songs they wrote about. Very like destructive band, but they were really living within the midst of the Yoki Peterson government and the regime amongst like the Rat Pack and stuff. So they were very angry, and Rizar as well.
So they're very anti-establishment.
Very anti-establishment.
Well.
They were very anti-corruption as well. But what's interesting about Rizar is they're from Markabat, which is my suburb, and they were all like 16
Represent.
or 18 when they were doing it. The leader, Marty or Mark or something, he was like 16 when he was like starting out in Rizar.
Crazy.
And they were like putting out great music. Their song Task Force by Rizar is awesome. It was in like one of the first countdowns, 1981, 1982 countdown for Triple Z, which was the first Hot 100 in Australia. Triple J
stole that shit.
For Triple Z was the OG.
Stay woke, bro. For Triple Z for life.
For Triple Z. I think 4 Triple Z did a lot of good for this city. But anyway,
definitely.
really awesome
100%.
gig. This would have been absolutely mental.
$2
crazy.
entry, I might add.
$2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 78. So that would have been like early parts of their careers as well. I'm pretty sure the Saints had left by that point.
Yeah.
And they'd gone to the UK to record Prehistoric Sound. So yeah, sick. This is an awesome poster. I'm going to hang it up next to my Carly Uchis wigs posters.
Where it belongs.
100%.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for this, Scotty.
So, Russell, you're clearly a big fan of, the early punk movements, anti-establishment themes and those sort of lyrics. Does any of that tie into your debut EP, Under Parlor?
Oh, thank you.
Is there going to be some anti-establishment themes on this record? Because if you don't know, your boy Russell is coming out with a rap album. I know everyone's doing it now, myself included. Do you reckon there's more rap records or podcasts in the world? Like serious
podcasts.
questions.
It's very hard. That's a very hard question because like both of them I'd say like there's definitely more recordings of podcasts because that's just an easy
in terms of
continuation.
length,
but in terms of like actual amount, like hip hop albums been around for way longer, and that's affected a way larger population.
But there's so many podcasts.
I'd say they could be neck and neck. I honestly think
who's the rap artist that would release like 10 hip hop albums a year?
Viper, yeah.
He'd do more than that. Yeah, okay.
Viper has I think like over 800 albums, doesn't he?
Or cowards.
Yeah, but Viper's clearly going for that quantity over quality, which I also in itself respect.
Sure.
But I'm not going to listen to 800 albums from Viper.
Probably not, no.
Sure, someone
Probably
else.
not.
Anyway, back on topic.
Yeah,
Parlor.
Parlor EP.
What's the name? When is it coming out?
Well, we're still tossing it up. I'm thinking about Parlor House.
Parliament House.
Or something of the sort. Or like Ment, something like that. It's just going to be a pun about Parlor. But the title in its own right, I think, develops in how I develop the songs as well. Because I've been working on them for about 2 years now. Not continuously. I've been working with Soft Nile on like all the tracks, aside from a few. And we've made it to be a pretty diverse mix of songs that I like as well. I think that when Cal made the point earlier being like, I wanted to make something that I would listen to. I enjoy the music that I make with Dylan, especially. So
100%.
Out, but no, not really anti-establishment. There's a little bit in a song that we have together that reflects those anti-establishment but that was more in relation to like frustration to the outer world as well, and it was venting that.
Political undertones.
Political undertones for sure. I guess that's like laced in my own personality, but it's mostly introspective.
Yeah, 100%.
However, there will be more of that soon.
Oh, okay. Soft nylon of pure milk, of course.
East Caritas as well.
Yeah.
When he's not a producer, he's just a live band.
Doing all the production for Parlour's music.
Yeah, almost. We like co-produce as well. So
Yeah.
It's not that it's like he makes up a beat. Some like we've worked on that before.
Yeah.
But we go in together and we choose what we like together and we form it together. And he's the
A true collaboration.
He's the talent
method.
and I got some flavor, I suppose. I'm the mayonnaise of the sandwich.
Going back to the sandwich metaphor.
Great metaphor.
Very, very excited to see this Parliament House when it comes out.
Thank you, brother.
With its political undertones and jazz overtones.
Yeah,
Should be
Wow,
very
there you
exciting. But having said that, guys, Elon Musk calls you. He says, we're going to Mars tomorrow. You're going to be on Mars for the rest of your life. You can bring 3 vinyls with you. What do you bring with you?
Go for one for one each.
Oh.
Does a vinyl have
it's
to exist? Or
three
can it be
though,
dream
Russell.
pressing as well? Say
I'm gonna allow dream pressing, seeing as you never get to come back to Earth.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
yeah,
So hard.
Ragged and Ecstatic for sure.
Any album.
Yeah, that
If Ragged and Ecstatic was
printed.
pressed,
Yeah, we get that.
Yeah.
That'd be on both of our lists, and we just like share the copies.
Gotta go with something old school, so I'd probably say Out of the Blue by Electric Light Orchestra. Because it's a bit of a monster of an album, and it's pretty versatile. So that's my first pick.
So it's got some replay value. It's not too samey.
absolutely. And
Yep,
it's just
yep.
like a double album of singles. Like it's
Yeah.
like Mr. Blue Sky, Turn to Stone, all that good
Fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah.
I get
Great
the
album.
Calling by Hilltop Woods.
Really?
Yeah, I love that album.
Are we staying in different parts of Mars?
I love that album so much. It's like it's constantly on loop in my room.
It's truly a seminal album. Don't know if I could listen to it for the rest of my life, but I rate it.
I have.
Great album. Great album.
And you
100%.
get another one? Is that all three? Of them?
I don't know, man. It's so hard.
No, it's not. Just pick something and go with it.
I'll go with a new classic. This is probably stupid, but I'm going to say Alex Cameron's Oxy Music.
Okay.
I might go back and change the specific album, but like I'd say an Alex Cameron album.
Okay. 100%.
It's hard to just pick one.
Yeah.
That's his most recent, and that's what I've been listening to death.
What do you
recently.
like about it? That album specifically?
It's a little bit slower than his previous recordings, which some people have chalked down as a negative, but I absolutely love it. It has some of the most lush instrumentation. His lyrics are always just out of this world and so funny. Everything. Just the vocal delivery is just
So it's definitely
perfection.
it's more of a slow burner, but patience will be rewarded.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's an album that I think gets better with every revisit as well.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out in the next 40 years on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go.
My last one is like a tie between Daft Punk's Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, screw that one. That one's great. It's a timeless classic,
heard
but
it
it's not my
first.
classic. I'd
Screw
say like
Daft
Fuck Daft Punk.
No Geography by the Chemical Brothers or it's Appetite by Totosh. Both of those like electronic. So we have electronic
Yeah.
hip hop and then local.
You're in
alt-rock.
space. You've got to have some electronica
Exactly, yeah.
to mix it up. You know,
Yeah.
you want some Alex Cameron to ground you, to remind you of Earth,
Yeah.
and then you want some Chemical Brothers because you're in fucking space, man.
Yeah, one of those.
Absolutely.
Emerge. It's no secret that you guys uncover some pretty slept on artists. I've found some really sick underground Brisbane tunes.
Who's the best band that you found off Emerge?
Good
Excuse me? This is my interview.
I'm wondering.
Do you really fucking...
I'll be
you
just-
think just because I'm in your house...
I'll be distracted for the rest of the interview thinking of that.
Yeah, me
if
too.
you,
You
if
think
you
just
don't
because I'm in
answer
your
it.
house, you can ask me
You gotta
questions?
do us a
What the fuck is
favour.
this?
Russell asked you a question earlier. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I did.
sure.
Yeah,
I think I
about
can
something.
sneak one in.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite artist that I discovered on Emerge. It's no question. I want to... Fuck. I wanted to say Allura, because Allura are really great, but
Yeah.
I can't because I discovered Girl and Girl. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to see Girl and Girl any day.
Yeah,
not
me
that
too.
Allura is not fantastic.
It's only 2 songs in. I feel like it's a bit too early. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, fair call. But I don't know, Girl and Girl just, they had a stellar year, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from releasing the first single at the start of the year, that's when I got on board. And then later the EP and playing shows like almost every week since then. And it doesn't matter whether they're playing the junk bar with capacity of like 30 people or they're playing Brightside outdoors of like 1,000 people. Like, it makes no difference to them.
Yeah.
That's why I love them. Girl and Girl, rate them super hard.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Good choice.
Speaking of slept on artists, who are some artists that Brisbane and collectively we're sleeping on? They don't even have to be local, but like
Right.
tell us about someone. Maybe you haven't brought them up on the show.
Soviet X-Ray Record Club. From
Yeah.
Toowoomba, or were they from Ipswich?
I thought they were Ipswich. I'm pretty sure it's Ipswich.
Yeah, they're
Also
crazy.
Ipswich/Brisbane.
Yeah, the song that they left us on last
Weekend.
2019 Weekend was an incredible track, and they're
It could be
Glass
on a Joy
Liquor-
Division album.
What's the name of their
It's
EP?
an incredible song.
Was it Glass Liquor EP, or was it like?
No, that was a song off it.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was a
They're-
sophomore EP.
Yeah, soft maybe. They're coming back though. They've just said new stuff.
Maybe
coming out.
Houses.
Houses is
that
it?
what it's
Yeah,
called?
Houses is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the cover art very well.
Soviet X-Ray
Record Club.
Record
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
They're a band.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're crazy. Have you cut?
Oh, man, what is good? I'd say maybe Jordan Merrick, because he's long been my favorite songwriter in the industry. He's just released his sophomore album at the end of last year, and I think it's his magic. And he just makes timeless music, and music that I think has true staying power. And he tries a lot of new things as well. He could have pigeonholed himself into the folk genre and not touched anything else. But he's come out for blues and a little bit of rock and roll, and I think
Very
he's
nice.
killing it. And a true gentleman of the local scene as well.
Shout out Jay Merrick. Shout
Absolutely.
out. Get him in here. Where is he?
I don't know. I don't know
actually
where he is. Yeah. I've got a shirt to give him. I've had it quite a while.
Then you have
true.
Scotty as well.
True Trooper.
The
Do you
emerge
not have your shirt yet?
I don't know. I have my shirt yet. I'll have to fix that up.
yeah.
I have to fix it up after
Fix
this.
that up.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got here? So we've got Big Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
And we've got Better Homes
And
and
Garden
Garden Anxiety.
Doesn't even have the band name on it. Pure Milk,
it's the
of
best
course.
Pure Milk Super slept on, obviously.
Super slept on, and maybe one of the bands in that performance that I mentioned earlier.
Just maybe though. It's
Maybe.
not. It's not.
Just maybe.
Don't hold your breath, guys.
Find
it's probably
out.
not Pure Milk.
Find out
could
when
be.
that drops.
Yeah. Find out soon.
Yeah.
What is your most anticipated musical release of this year?
Scott Barr's mixed bag LP.
Oh,
Solid
yeah.
choice.
No, actually
I'm not
that.
waiting that long till. Is it
Not
June?
long.
It'll be June 1st.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just over a month away. Far out.
Ready.
It's going to be crazy.
No, I'm not ready. I'm scared.
The world's not ready, bro.
Well, it's not ready. Cal, I've already had my first answer, so I'll pander to you for the second, and then I'll bring up a third of who I'm keen for.
Okay. I'm dying to hear the new stuff from Girl and Girl.
Me too,
Of
man.
course, been road testing that in their live shows for
Yep.
better part of 6 months. It all sounds incredible. I can't wait for that to be out for everyone to hear. Maybe we've had a cheeky listen. Maybe. Radium Dolls. I want a double album from them as soon as
Please.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort it out. Perv
Fantastic.
Endings. Have an EP out soon. A couple of bands are bringing out debut albums on my birthday too,
Yeah, they
which I'm
are.
really keen for. Eliza and the
I saw-
Delusionals and Semantics. So I'm definitely ready for that.
100%.
I answered quite a few. Russell, do you have
I have three as well. I'd say New Golden Vessel, I always cherish.
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah.
like one of the best
new
artists.
album on the way?
Yeah, new album on the way. And one of his collaborators, Felvin, probably like one of my favorite local artists of all time. And then Nerve to make good music again.
Wow, shut down.
I actually haven't listened to his new track, so I can't say anything.
That's fucking savage. I guess you could say Nerve hit different now.
No, I love like Nerve is like top 5 Brisbane artists of all time. I just don't particularly like his new stuff.
But he hasn't listened to his new stuff.
No, his new song. I've listened
His
to a lot of
newest
his new
song.
stuff, but I haven't listened to his new song yet.
Probably
Russell
should've
doesn't
listened to
fuck
that
with
before
no
coming
one.
on. Oh, wow.
I'm throwing punches out there so that one of them lands.
That's so funny. No, if you're watching this, give me a call, bro.
Skull punch before you.
Please don't. You look very strong. I don't work
That's
out.
very scary.
Yeah. Nah. Oh,
I like
man.
his track with TK, like the FIFA anthem. The Australian one. That was cool. I love TK.
One in a Million
TK
was
is
great.
100% the most underrated artist coming out of Australia.
Wow.
Like, easily. She's
TK
world-class.
Monster.
Yeah, she's world class in the
true.
game. Honestly, best hip hop artist in Australia, hands down.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You
I'd say.
calling it?
Yeah, hands
Straight
down.
up.
She's like so diverse with her music, and then great in her production. She has an amazing live show. She is also just an incredible rapper.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
alone, and to think it would be an artist so young to have consistently delivered such great tapes. Like her last year, It Was Weird. EPs have floored me constantly, every single time.
Versatility on deck.
For
Straight
sure,
up.
yeah. If you haven't listened to them, you're missing out.
Yeah, for sure. Callan, do you have any plans to pursue musical and or creative endeavors in the future? Perhaps an album of folk ballads.
Oh, man.
Or a hyperpop grindcore hybrid mixtape.
Wow. I'm
Just
glad,
food for
I'm
thought.
glad you asked, Mr. Bars. I reckon Flight of the Conchords cover album with Jordan Merrick.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
I think
can
that's
see
probably
that.
on the way. Maybe not an express post, but maybe just classic Oz post. We'll see how we go.
That's very you. I like
Yeah.
that idea.
It's out when it's out,
I feel
guys.
that one, it's
I'd
out.
like you to do some more movies as well, because
Yeah,
your
I
little
wanna
short
get back
film you
into
did
filming.
at uni was awesome.
Thank you.
And you had a great script that was just turned into Barry. But yeah, I liked your script a lot from back then too. the Hitman one.
Yes.
Talent. Callan is a very talented guy. He has a lot
Did
of
you
stuff.
just call me Talent?
I did on purpose. On purpose. No, I started.
That's his middle name, dude.
Yeah, Callan Talent Lakuta.
Wow.
It's really, it's got that like movie style, like rolls off the tongue
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of name.
Thanks,
Yeah.
fellas.
That's all I'm going to give to Callan this week.
Yeah, okay.
Damn. So stay tuned, guys, for Callan's album with Jordan
Jordan
Merrick.
Merrick.
Yeah.
The Flight of the
Cover album.
Conchords cover album. Very excited to air that one.
Absolutely.
What can fans of Emerge expect from you guys in the next 12 months? We talked about it, some live performances. I know you've got more interviews coming
Yeah.
up. What's the plan?
Do you want me to speak for both of us for just an assumption for two things?
Sure.
More merch. You need another merch drop.
Yeah.
That's straight
Yeah.
up. We love how many people bought merch on the first thing. That was so
I think
sweet.
we got to tee something up for winter.
yeah. We
Whether
think-
that's just a
Sweater
long
or a
sleeve shirt
beanie or something.
or a sweater,
Yeah.
I would absolutely be up for it.
I want to do mugs again. We did the Cal Russ
Yeah.
mugs. It was pretty.
Yep.
It was pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
So yeah, for sure merch, because it's very endearing to see people purchase that from us, and we don't make anything from the show as well. So the fact that like we had a very small profit from that, but that was really rewarding for us to say
Yeah.
that we actually had like people wanting to pay us for something that they could have back that was tangible.
Yeah.
In
It was
product.
basically just trying to avoid losing a bunch of money.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Which I think
we
is
sold
most-
out in 2
most
weeks, which is
people's
crazy
goals.
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which was
that's wild.
surreal.
A lot of artists
Yeah.
aren't able to push that stuff all the time. So the fact that we were makes us feel like we have very supportive fans out there.
I mean, if you sold out, might be time for another drop. The,
I think so.
winter collection.
Yeah,
I think so.
And then we had a really good opportunity last year to put on an Emerge countdown party.
Yeah, that was
my
awesome.
girlfriend Taylor's place, and that was awesome fun. And so we'd like to do something similar, but this time we wanted to make it more inclusive and just have something at a live venue. 'Cause
Yeah.
it actually ended. We were a bit worried about how it would end up, even at a house setting. But the fact that it ended up going so well just goes to show that we can definitely configure that
Despite
to
one
be.
noise complaint, which might I add was
Warranted.
very warranted.
Very warranted.
That was fair.
I had a nice chat to the police, and they were fine with us.
we deserve that.
Yeah.
I copped that one.
So and we also got to do a really cool little acoustic set with that after. So hopefully
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like people have asked us to organize gigs so much.
Yeah.
And we'd be all for it too, but it's not something we've really tried to step into before. Like there's a lot of
Plus,
booking
it's a lot of
agencies.
work,
It's a
man,
lot
on
work,
top
a lot
of what
money,
you're already
yeah.
doing.
But we're happy to do like an Emerge Presents in collaboration with another
Yeah.
agency if they would like to see like, hey, trying to pick out some artists and then here's a budget, go to town, we'll promote it, whatever. But like
Yeah.
that's a dream situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else like that?
Yeah, I'd say definitely more performances, more merch. Russell's workshopping a new thing.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
We'll keep that vague. Hopefully, not too far away.
It's a long form podcast that
Yeah.
won't be out for another year.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're looking into funding for that one, so that's why it's primarily going to be taking that long time.
Damn,
But,
new show dropping, guys. What the hell?
Yeah, and it's going to be the first of our Merge Presents series as a side detail to what we already do on the show. So very excited for that one, and I think it's coming together very well so far.
Fantastic. Very, very excited to hear from that new stuff. But Russell and Calen, I've got 2 more questions for you guys. But before we do, I want to give you this little housewarming gift.
Oh my God.
It's a Good Boy record. And I know that you like this one because you talked about it on your show.
great record.
I love this record.
I think it's a fantastic record.
Did you buy two for some reason?
I did buy 2 copies. I have one for myself. I bought it.
Smart.
Actually, I think I bought it either before I met you or around the time I met you,
No, I remember
because
seeing
they were breaking up, and I think it's a really stellar record, and you know, it's never going to be pressed again. So
I love
enjoy
this record.
Yeah.
I was so scared I wouldn't like this record, and I love it. Because I was like,
It's pretty great.
Good
It's a
Boy,
great
like,
find.
so cool, and like everyone
Yeah.
loves them, and they made such a resounding effect. Like, I'd love to learn more about them in the future as well, because like
Yeah.
them in the same time as like Save Velociraptor and Jeremy Neal
Sure.
stuff, like very underground beginners of the Brisbane scene, and unfortunately, like a band that was terribly slept on.
I was super late to the party. I didn't even
me
know
too.
about them until like just before they broke up.
Yeah, me too.
I think because they broke up, that's when I like paid attention to them as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
it's definitely part of it. But
They give thanks to Dom Miller on the back of this one as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's really sweet.
fantastic album.
Thank you, Scotty. I
Great
love
stuff.
it.
Housewarming gift. You know, piss off the neighbors. Play it as loud as you can. Good
We
times.
just got a noise complaint.
Yo, the people downstairs are posting Facebook
Facebook
pans. I don't know the actual words.
That's right.
But
You know that house Chester is just around the corner from here.
I know. I recognize the neighborhood because they film all their music videos there.
They did.
Yeah.
R.I.P. order.
Rip Order 66. But before we get on to the final question, is there anything that you guys want to say? Because, you know, it's your time to shine. I know you have your own show, but you tend to like stay on topic a lot. Maybe there's like something you want from the local scene, or something you want to shout out, or someone you want to shout out.
Buy some local merch.
Yeah.
Not necessarily ours, but like.
But also buy their merch, it's
Also,
sick.
yeah, a lot of local bands are putting out some mighty fine T-shirts.
Really good this year, actually.
And so if you're in the market, I just strongly recommend hitting them up. Or if you need any recommendations, hit us up. Start of each month, first Friday, Bandcamp is still doing where they forfeit their share. And so, yeah, it's really good time to support local music. Go see a show, go buy some merch.
Yeah, I'm a big user of Spotify, but I covet also Bandcamp. And if I like a record I really enjoy locally,
Yeah.
I go on Bandcamp and I buy
100%,
it on those times.
100%.
So, yeah, that's a great thing to do. And it's not only just like, you know, you see your bands at their gigs and you pay those tickets as well, but getting an email to say like, oh, this person has bought your thing, they don't receive that very much. That's a really cool thing that they can enjoy as well.
Yeah.
I always like to like give a huge thank you out to everyone for like just like listening to the show, because it's been 5 years and we've been able to like maintain a consistent audience now finally, which is a long time coming, but we're glad that we can maintain consistency with quality that has taken a long time to develop. And also like huge shout out to the independent media coming out of Brisbane as well. So many cool magazines that have been forming, so many cool podcasts, aka yours and the like. But you know, when we jumped in, we were lucky that we had the beginnings of a show with Phoenix Radio, but a lot of people have like gone into the deep end on their own right and made a name for themselves, because the independent media scene of Brisbane is why the Brisbane music scene exists today, aka for Triple Z. Like they were the first independent. Well, aside from educational facility, they were based out of UQ, but they were not an educational facility. They were the first people to receive an FM license in Queensland for that.
True.
As well. So, and
right.
we, you know, independent media and coveting independent media and getting around those guys, you know, like at 8 Show, I don't know if Hudson is on Foot Z anymore, but like Hudson is a great character from that as well. And yeah, Stew Magazine, Gum Magazine, all these other ones as well. You can buy them and have tangible pieces of the Brisbane music scene in your hands. And as someone who's been looking into into a lot more lately, trust me, those things are worthwhile having for context and for appreciation as well. So yeah, that's my last thing.
Brisbane's always been super DIY because, you know, up until the internet, we had nothing. Very, very isolated.
Yeah, sure.
So, love that DIY ethos. We love Emerge. Watch them every Monday night, but not this Monday night. Listen on phoenixradio.com.au and Spotify, guys. But Emerge, final question for today. Calen and Russell, what in life do you appreciate most?
That's a great
Russell,
question.
You got it, dude.
You're putting me up first.
Give me some thinking time.
What I appreciate most is a well-cooked meal for someone you love.
Yeah.
I've never...
I rate that.
I think that if I'm blown away by a dish, then I'm blown away by that person as well.
Yeah.
I'd say that I've been jealous and upset that someone has actually cooked me a dinner so good, knowing I can't cook that well. But I'm glad I've had either side of that spectrum, you know?
That speaks a lot because, like, when we first met, I came to your house to borrow your MIDI keyboard.
Yeah.
I was only expected to be there for like 5 minutes. He's like, bro, let me cook you breakfast and like cook this fucking like 5-star like chef meal with like grilled vegetables and shit. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you're ready to be a daddy.
Yeah. Food is another expression of love. And for sometimes when it's hard to express your love, you can express it through food.
That's a good answer. I might just say people. Whether that's friends or family, or a bit of both. That's what I'm most thankful for.
What do you appreciate most in life?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate people too.
Yeah.
100%. You know, a lot of people, especially now, say, I hate people, but it's like, no, the worst form of torture is isolation from people.
Yeah.
Like, we need each other. Maybe we don't need everybody, but you need somebody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to find your crew. You got to find your circle. Because it makes everything better.
I never thought I'd hear you say crew.
But you've got to find your crew. It's true.
Yeah, down with that for sure.
I don't think I've ever said that word before.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for your time, Russell.
Thank you.
My pleasure, man.
Till we meet again, see you later. Russell, do you have something that you want to say for the camera?
Bye.
That's the sound, yeah, the shit is so crossed up.